Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my last video of the month. This one's going to be quite a quick one since I already covered all the back row TvT builds. My bad. I don't know any new ones that you would want to do, but I'm going to be covering a build that you may do if you're opening, you know, gas first and you scout that your opponent goes, say, something like Reactor Hellion. In fact, this is literally just a build for Reactor Hellion. Now let's say you were trying to open bio off of gas first, which, by the way, is possible. It's just a little bit awkward. I personally like doing racks first, but you can do gas first just as fine. And I'm gonna get to the part I'm trying to reach soon. By the way, always SCV scout. I used to 18 SCV scout. Only do that for proxy. Something I've recently learned is if you do want to really scout everything, you want to scout stuff like even in-base proxies, if you do a 17 scout, you have a lot more room to have your SCV there, you know? Your SCV scout will always see everything at 17. So 18 is nice. I like doing 18 still every now and then, but if you really want to see everything, especially if you're doing a build like this, 17 is key. And especially because we're going to be doing a little trick I like to call gas counting. Gas counting is super important when you're playing the game and trying to figure out what your opponent's doing. It's important for Terrans at high level to know how to do this, as well as Zergs and Protoss. When you come in, you want to just check their first gas, and you want to look at how much gas is remaining, and compare it to yours. If they have around the same, you know it's gas first. If they have less than you, it's probably racks first. So small little tricks like this, and obviously if you see double gas, then you know, you're fine. But let's say we scouted it's gas first, Reaper fast expand. And we were gonna go Hellions ourselves maybe, or maybe go into just bio. We could suddenly say, oh hey, fuck you. And, you know, change up our build real quick. So we're gonna go Reactor. Depot. And a Tech Lab. And the reason we're going to just keep a Reaper here is because they only have one Reaper themselves, especially if they're going Hellion, which is the most likely thing they're going to be doing. So they're not going to be sending out their Reaper anytime soon, and if they do, you want to, like, you know, have your Reaper there to stop it. Because they're waiting for the Hellions, they're usually expecting something. They won't send out their Hellions too often. So what we're going to do is hit a really sweet timing with a strong set of units. We're going to lift this up. We're going to go for Hellions of our own. We're going to also do a Tech Lab on this barracks. So this is something you can do if you wanted to go gas first, and you scouted its Hellions, and you don't want to do that Hellion versus Hellion dance. It's a nice little counter you can do. Something TY was doing a lot. It's also good just in general against RFE, but not as great against Bunker Marine. So we're going to go Marauder and Concussive, and we're just going to get some Hellions. We're going to cut SCVs for a little bit here, though, just because we want to be able to afford everything. Okay. We're going to get a medevac here. And then we're going to get another Marauder. Again, we are cutting SCVs for this. So keep in mind, we do want to get damage. We're going to get 2 more Hellions. We should have enough time for that, because the medevac should still be a little bit, same with this extra Marauder. Plus, Hellions are relatively fast units. So actually, we should have maybe made a depot earlier, but it's fine. We can cut for a little bit here while we make this depot. You want to hide your Marauders, by the way. So this will swap. I'm going to send this out here. I'm going to grab our Hellions. And we're just going to go for a timing here. Grab our next gas. Swap these 2 over. Make these depots here. And if you did this right, which it should look something like this, you should be able to boost in. You'll see their Hellions here. You just kind of drop in here. If they have a Cyclone, your Marauders can focus it. If they have Hellions, then your Marauders slow those down. And you just kind of go in here and you kill them because you have the same amount of Hellions, really. But you also have these 2 Marauders, which beat out a lot of things. You know, if they went Viking first and they have to land it, they're going to have to face your Marauders. So we can now go bio off this, double Raven, you know, drop our 3rd CC on site. We know they're not going to be having map control, and we went Hellions, so we totally have the ability to. And take these dudes down at extra gas. And do our quick double barracks here. Drop down another Raven. It's going to be a really hard thing to stop, honestly, if you want Hellions. which is why a lot of people in Korea have stopped doing this, because TY was doing this quite a little bit. Supply depots could obviously be much better with this. Grab this 4th gas. Then we can go ahead and grab our double eBay. And just have these guys chill for a little bit. eBay 1. eBay 2. As you can see, we killed his CC here. You know, we're doing damage here. And let's say you wanted to go home. You could, you know, pick up some of the Hellions. Actually, don't send it down this way. Send it maybe down like that. And you can go for a Hellion drop. And then just send the units back. Double reactor. 2 more barracks. Orbital. Swap these 2. I want to go Viking 90% of the time behind this. Not medevac. Even if you did get a sweet timing. Just because, you know, it's kind of better. Yeah, you can see we got our Hellions in here now. Hellions can get quite a little bit done here. So we can start going Marine Stim. Send our guys over to the 3rd CC now. And from here, it's just a standard game, you know? Putting units down and playing from a nice little lead off of our build. Reactor. Vikings. We want to go up to 6 Vikings, by the way. Sometimes you may even say, hey, instead of doing a drop like this, I actually want to, you know, send in both Marauders. And I actually want to, you know, maybe snipe Stimpack or this Tech Lab here, because fuck this Tech Lab.
Add-on is up and running. That's going to require more gas. Additional supply depots required.
So again, we're just going back to production. We want to drop supply. We don't want to really get supply capped.
That'll cost more minerals than we have. Need more minerals for that. Additional supply depots required. Not enough energy.
Want to saturate our gases, get our 2nd factory over here. Honestly, if you don't get capped, you should be good. About at 8 minutes, we would want to drop down our 4th CC. We have the Viking count, so we can start going medevac behind this. And actually, right here, we could go for a push with our units, assuming we've done damage from everything else in this game. We're gonna have our 2-2 coming up soon. Our depot production has been quite neglectful. It's really hard to remember to keep making depots, and it's really easy to, you know, just let them queue up like I am now, and, you know, forget them, make them in big waves. But a good macro player should always be, you know, constant with them. So, again, also remember your combat shields. So combat shields here, we can grab the rest of our forces, we can unsiege, go for that push after 3rd base, because this is usually where they should have been stabilized too. This point of the game. They should be on 2 bases. If they are, then you're actually just winning. And continue making SCVs. Magic number is 74 to 76. And yeah, we just want to go for that position here. You also want to fight for middle map control. If you can control the map, you'll ultimately control the game. Now we can take a position like right here. We can siege if we don't see them, you know, stim in, snipe the CC, concave a little bit. If they're like trying to send in their Marines, fight with our siege line. Ultimately though, your Marines, if you're playing a TvT perfectly, by the way, your Marines shouldn't have to ever, you know, step forward. They should just be able to, your Marines should always just be able to hold everything. Or like just hold position, because the only time you do bring in your Marines is when you're, when you see them stimming in. So behind this, we go up to ARAX. I feel like ARAX is really nice right now. You can also do 2-port, like an extra 2-port with lib range on the way. I always start with +1 vehicle attack, but in this game we could do ship weapons and try to go for our air upgrades really quickly. You can go for your extra CCs here. Obviously, more sensor towers is really nice. You know, just to protect you against doom drops. I'll just bring all of our units here. Siege tank count is important too. You can do some medevac drops if you feel like it. Medevac drops, if they don't have sensor towers, can be really nice. Actually, I'm gonna give you a reference. So we have a couple 1-1 Marines here. Let's grab like about a full line of them. See how just quickly they kill this. See if they're focused on it. Tanks, please stop. There we go. A little bit of tank help, but you can see like in just a couple seconds they can obliterate a CC. So if you ever watch the Time vs Maru series, you'll see often that Time just like kind of dropped into the main and focused Maru CCs. Stuff like that can be really, really big. Even if it's a base that isn't mined out, not having that orbital is huge, because that's mule income god. So you can grab your 2-2 here. You could go up to more starports. If you really feel like the game is kind of wonky, your opponent's on heavy marine tank, and you have like this sweet army, but you feel like he's going to try something, you can chop down a ton of missile turrets like this, and just leave a siege tank somewhere. So grab your lip rage. Take your extra bases.
Add-on complete.
I like to drop extra orbitals like so. Orbitals are nice in TvT. You don't want to make tech labs at all, you just want to keep making Marines at this point. Especially if they ever do something like a BC transition. Those tech labs ain't going to do shit for you. And you don't really want to make ghosts, to be honest. You only go the tech labs if you see its mech. So here I like to do actually double tech lab. So we can do 3 Ravens and 4 Vikings, 4 medevacs, or 4, you know, Liberators. Of course, we could finish up our army. Oh, shit, accidentally ended the game. Again, make sure your macro isn't slipping, you're still like making that shit and going up to the optimal SCV count. So I'm getting a little distracted trying to just kind of fill you guys in on how you would like play stuff, you know? Usually I'm really on top of this. You can grab Yamato if you want, and you can actually make BCs from this. Make sure you grab a, you know, Corvid Reactor. I like to have like rapid recognition system. I'm not saying that as a meme. I mean, in the late game, if you can take a medevac army, boost it quickly here, you see an army here, boost it again just as fast, you can have a lot of mobility. That's like really, really nice. Plus, it's only 100 to 100, so if you're like floating a little bit, you know, you can get this. This is a pretty nice upgrade. Reducing the cooldown by 5 seconds is, in my opinion, just really, really nice. But in TvT, don't get comfortable, keep expanding. The person who controls and mines out more of the map, I've said this before, is usually going to be the guy who wins. So you want to be that guy. You want to, you know, take these bases over here when your opponent is struggling, and you want to just kind of make those orbitals. You want to have units like this in position, you know, like let's say we know he's coming up here. We can build some CCs here as a wall, as well, like in case he ever sent in Marines, you know, we're protected. Behind this, they're like making units, we're making Vikings and shit.
We're at maximum supply.
We have our 3-3 finishing, we can get building armor, we can get that +2/+2 for air. If you really felt like it, you could go up to more starports. So you do one more here, one more here. Another one right here. Go up to about 9. We can do 4 reactors. Yeah, 4 reactors and then 5 tech labs. Or even 3 reactors and then just tech labs. That's another nice way to go if you want to go more BC oriented. But in this situation, it's mostly Viking, Lib, Raven with your 8 racks bio. You can even make another factory if you feel like that's needed. Sometimes it is. You never know. Like, tanks are really nice units to have. I placed the factory here, though, because the tech lab would get here and, you know, still the 2x2. Get smart servos, too, by the way. That's going to be an upgrade that really helps if you ever need to land your Vikings. Not having it can be actually game-ending sometimes. Again, you're still making these CCs here. You still want to be making orbitals too, so. You can do something like that. If you ever feel like they have a base like here, say this one right here, another nice spot is some tanks here, some bio here. You can leave tanks up here, over here, and if they try to reinforce from here, run in from here, they're getting shelled the entire time. This creates a nice little wall here. We have these missile turrets here. We could have left a tank right here. All this nice stuff, really. We're now on 3-fac. We can make Thors if we wanted to, if we wanted to, you know, invest into some other really nice upgrades. Say something like vehicle attack. But this is fine for now. These are the essentials, really. Yeah, and then from here it's just playing out the Marine, Viking, Raven, tank game. You want to slowly phase out your Marines and only have like 4 medevacs worth, or however many the game decides. It can sometimes seem like, oh hey, I made the better army, but I still lost the game because my opponent just had like 1,000 Marines and A-moved me like a dipshit. And that can be really annoying. The key to that is just being in such a nice position, having vision of the sensor towers, watchtowers, you know, being set up. Like something like a sensor tower here could help you, as opposed to a sensor tower here. We don't have any vision here, so we can put something here. And, you know, having those orbitals, we could have something here as well, you know? And then, of course, like I said, having these sensor towers, one here, spreading your Marines out. So let's get even further in depth. We have a couple Marines here. This is really nothing, you know, like just putting a Marine, say, somewhere like here, in the middle here, over here. We want to scout if he's going to take a 4th base. We can put a Marine here, or we can put a Marine here. Both 4th bases are really nice. If you feel like you have too much, you can do something like depot. Small little things like that. And if you feel like he's ever going to doom drop you, you can put some missile turrets like that. You know, be a little bit of a troll. You know, a missile turret like here is pretty nice. Except they'll catch your opponent off guard if he ever goes for those drops. But yeah, spot like this, really easy to defend if he ever runs in here. You can actually move this tank a little bit forward. I always, on Acropolis, like to rally my units somewhere here. Sometimes I rally it here, here. Sometimes I'll rally it here. I'll never rally it somewhere like here, though. Maybe sometimes here, but usually here, because this protects my production. In TvT, you're playing to, you know, kind of siege their production and keep yours safe at the same time. I guess one little thing before I go, I'll teach you guys how to concave. I've done this in a couple videos before, but I'll show you guys again. So we have a ball of Marines here. We want to attack right here. How do we do it? Line here, line here, line. And we just kind of want to put it in an arc, so that if we were to go in, we could, you know, keep splitting them out and just kind of keep going in. So again, I'll show you one more time. Real slow. So, line, move. Line, move, line, move, line, move, line, move, box, move, until you have this, like, really nice arc here. And then you can kind of, you know, if you have it hotkey, keep moving in. That's how you would concave. This is really important in TvT when you're trying to take a fight against a lot of siege tanks. You always want to move in a concave and never a ball. If you move in the ball, you'll usually get, like, stomped. Also, in this matchup, lots of orbitals helps. You want the gas mostly so you can make those Vikings and Ravens. They're really expensive, so you want to use mules and orbitals to kind of replenish your missing income. So let's take a look at our money right now. It's going up pretty slowly. I don't know what our income is exactly, but like, let's go ahead and drop 8 mules at this base and see how much money we're about to jump by. Pay attention how quickly the money is about to jump. It's jumping up pretty nicely now, but let's watch it just a couple seconds. Huge income. So that's one mining mule base. Let's do another. Let's do another. Here's another. You can see how fast our income's going up now. We're like jumping by the thousands every now and then. Huge income boost. Plus, if we're mining all these gas geysers, we're making a ton of money, you know, and we don't need to scan all the time. Sometimes you can be really intuitive about where your opponent is, but if you do want a mule like this much and you still want to have those scans, well, easy solution. Use that mule money, make some more orbitals, you know? Anyways, that's the video. I'll be uploading all of these now. This is the last one I made. I hope you guys like these builds for November. Thank you for watching. I'll catch everybody later.